summer marches forward, we still have kids in our community who are food insecure, but you can help feed hungry kids right here in our state.
And joining us now for more in the sponsored interview is Michelle Benedict, the Global Programs Director of the USANA Foundation. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I love coming here.
Okay, Michelle, let's talk about USANA Kids Eat. How is that different from USANA Health Services?
So USANA Health Sciences is a worldwide company. We have a humanitarian arm, which is the USANA Foundation, and our local program where we serve is USANA Kids Eat. And we're providing food bags for kids to take home on the weekends when they're away from school and their usual source of nutrition.
It's so incredible what you do and what you are able to provide with those kids that are food insecure right here. But how is that looking? How many kids are we talking? How's that shaping up right now?
Yeah, so one thing that we see and one thing that we hear all the time is that there are so many refugees moving in. We've got so many families that are coming in with, absolutely nothing. And I looked yesterday, Salt Lake District has over 80 languages spoken within their district. And so you think about the challenge in and of itself with that, plus nutrition and food and clothing. And so it's a big challenge.
Michelle, I just asked you, the USANA Amphitheater, I said, why did the name change? It'll always be USANA Amphitheater to me. And you said gratefully that those efforts are being moved to these efforts, humanitarian efforts.
USANA just thought, here we are out in the community, where can we make the biggest impact? And so our focus has shifted from sponsoring concerts to our Kids Eat program and really being able to make a bigger impact here in the Valley. So we love the change.
Yeah. What are you seeing right there on the front lines with helping these kids?
Oh, gosh. Well, it's a Family Health Awareness Month, right? And so we see a lot of different things involving the kids and their siblings and their parents, right? It's a whole family unit. One of the stories that we heard recently is a little girl had just started at a school as she went to pick up her bag for the first time. She goes through the bag and she sees something and says, "Oh, my little sister would love this." And the counselor says, "Well, you don't have to save that for her. She'll get her own bag." And the little girl was like, "Wait, we both get a bag?" And the counselor said yes, and she said that her little lips started to quiver and tears started rolling down her face just at the relief of knowing that there was going to be enough food to go around, because sometimes they get food, but if there's 7 of you around a table, all looking at one little bit of food, it's stressful in and of itself.
That's heartbreaking when little kids have to shoulder that burden. They take it on and we don't even know it.
Yeah.
And we are approaching the end of the school year, and I think some families and kids worry about that. But thankfully, we do have programs such as yours.
Yeah, so one of the schools told us that they credit our bags to the decrease in behavioral issues and an increase in kids learning. And if you think about it, if you're not eating over the weekend, it's stressful for parents, for kids, and having that stress relieved makes it so the parents can go to work and focus, the kids can go to school and focus, and so everyone can just do better with what they've got in their lives rather than worrying about the necessities that will keep them alive.
Oh, the less worry for kids, the better, and the healthier they can be to just focus and to learn and to grow. What happens in the summer?
We give our bags to the districts. So when the schools close, the districts have a summer feeding program, and so our bags just shift. We give them to the districts right at the beginning of the summer, and they utilize those, and so the kids still get their bags.
You have a story about 3 children in our school system lost their mother in a tragic accident.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah, so the father is just really trying to hold everything together. He's trying to pick up the kids and take them where they need to be and work at the same time, and it's just one of those situations where the burden is so great, so incredibly great. And so these kids are able to bring their food bags home and feel like they're contributing, feel like they're helping. And the school's providing like mental health services and things like that. So it's just such a hard situation. And we find that so many people that are in need have a hard situation behind. That's their story. It's not just, they're hungry, but something happened to make that the case.
You never know who's sitting right next to your child in school and what they're struggling with. There's another story of a single mom who is trying to provide for 3 children all on her own, go to school at the same time, and the amount of stress that's on her shoulders is unbelievable.
Yeah, and they're staying with family, and the family doesn't really get along. So there's a lot of stress at home, too, because they're kind of displaced. And so, if the family's not getting along, there's that tension about like, well, who's providing dinner and things like that. So with them being able to provide for themselves, it really takes off some of that tension, and it helps the mom to be able to focus on getting her education.
These are just 3 stories that we're hearing out of so many, unfortunately, and hopefully people can help out with their hearing these stories, and someone out there, maybe a corporation, can help USANA Kids Eat.
Yeah, so one of our greatest needs right now is we're thinking about fall already. We're thinking about funding all the schools, and so we're looking for, corporations that would like to sponsor a school. We have high schools that will all gather together and do a fundraiser for our program, which is really neat, and then they get to come in and pack the bags. But anyone that has the ability to donate or fundraise or adopt and just get involved is really what we're looking for right now, so that we can hit fall really strong.
We can all pitch in. USANAKidsEat.org. Michelle, thank you.
Thanks for having me.